The Magnaflow Crawler Series catback is the ultimate exhaust for those of you who want to do some more serious wheeling with your 2021 and newer Bronco. This is a unique exhaust system that gives your rig more attitude, and it gives you the flexibility to customize it on the fly. The sound isn't too over the top though, and accordingly we're going to give this a strong 3 out of 5 on our loudness meter. It is loud enough to give your Bronco an injection of character, but not enough to make it irritating on a long drive. Now, a quick note on fitment here before we dive in too deep. This system is designed to fit 2021 and newer Broncos with either the 2.3 liter 4-cylinder or the 2.7 liter V6, but it is not compatible with Raptor models. In stock form, the Broncos don't really sound like much at all. Even with the bigger 2.7, you mostly just get road and wind noise, or some engine, but not much exhaust noise. The Magnaflow Crawler Series catback though fixes that issue, and it gives your Bronco a nice injection of attitude to match its rugged good looks. Now with either engine, this is going to give you a deeper tone and a noticeable increase in volume. There's some grittiness and some nice raspiness in there, plus you get some little burbles on the overrun, so it really gives the engine a lot more character. Now this will also translate to more sound inside the cabin, but it's not overbearing. So if you're taking a long drive to a trail, this will allow you to enjoy your rig without being overwhelmed by the sound or having to shout to your co-pilot. Now the 3-inch diameter piping here also means that this will breathe better than your restrictive factory exhaust, which can unlock some additional power and response. And since this is a full catback, it is going to retain your stock catted downpipe and all of your emissions equipment, but it will replace your factory muffler and resonator. You're left instead with this small canister style muffler early in the system. Now, as you might be able to tell, this is much smaller and it's relocated as compared to your factory unit. And the smaller size here, plus the straight through design, is going to give you that additional sound that you want, but it also helps offer more clearance compared to the stock exhaust. The muffler here is moved to right behind the flange that connects to your downpipe, and the rest of the piping is also designed for maximum clearance, giving you 2 more inches of room versus Magnaflow's own Overland series. And since that muffler is so far forward, you're left with room to mount things like air compressors or run beefy remote reservoir shocks. And then there's the true party piece of this exhaust and the thing that makes it the most unique. You get the flexibility to run a more traditional side exit single tip, which leaves you with this cool 4-inch slash cut black chrome tip with the Magnaflow logo etched right there into the edge. Or by undoing just one clamp, you can swap to this turn down for maximum clearance. Now the modular design is a great feature to see, especially for those of you who are building a dual purpose rig. With this system installed, your rig can look cool for your day-to-day, and when you need that extra clearance, one bolt and a few minutes is all you need to swap it over to make your rig that much more off-road friendly. The piping here is all 3-inch diameter 409 grade stainless steel all the way back. Now that material will give you some good protection against rust and corrosion, and it saves you a bit of money as compared to a comparable T304 stainless system. And as we've come to expect from Magnaflow, the build quality is quite good. The welds all look solid, and you can tell that they use that CNC precision robotic manufacturing technique to ensure that everything is going to fit perfectly right out of the box. Now that tip that we were talking about on the side exit pipe is made from T304 stainless steel, so you'll get some additional protection there, and that black chrome finish looks pretty sweet too. Pricing comes in at about $1,200, and that does position this toward the top of the category. This is decidedly a premium offering, especially given that modular design. But that's the price you've got to pay if you want something like this. It's definitely worth the cost of entry, especially if you value the extra flexibility with your rig. Installation gets a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 2 hours to complete. This is designed to be a totally bolt-on upgrade, and it will utilize all your factory exhaust hanger locations. Plus it comes with all the clamps you need to get it fitted as well, so it's pretty straightforward and it doesn't require you to make any permanent modifications to the vehicle itself. That said, let's head on out to the shop and we will walk you through the process step by step.
Alright, for this install you're going to need a 1/2-inch impact driver, a 3/8 impact driver, a pair of hanger removal pliers, a 15mm wrench, a 10mm socket, a 15mm socket, and a 3-inch 1/2-inch extension if you need one. Today we're going to be installing exhaust on our Bronco, but first we're going to watch a quick uninstall video and we'll meet you right here when you get back.
So to remove the axle back portion of our exhaust, we have a clamp with a 15mm nut on it that we'll have to loosen up, as well as a couple hangers that we'll have to remove. So we can take a 15mm socket to loosen up our nut on our clamp. Next we can pop our hanger out of our isolator using a pair of exhaust hanger removers. And now we can do the same thing on the other side for our other isolator. So now once we have all of our hangers removed, we can pull back on our muffler to remove it. Now once we have the axle back portion of our exhaust removed, we can come up to our flange. We have two 15mm nuts that we need to remove, and then two 10mm bolts that hold our hanger. So now we can take a 15mm socket to remove our two nuts. Next, we can grab a 10mm socket for our two bolts holding in our hanger. Now lastly, we can remove our hanger that's right above the axle. So we'll get a hanger remover tool, pop that out. And now we can slide our pipe off of our flange up front and remove our exhaust pipe.
All right, welcome back. The first thing we're gonna do is thread in our hanger on the driver's side rail. We're gonna just get that in there loosely so we can now mount up the mid pipe extension. So we'll get that started, a couple threads. And we'll take our muffler and we'll push in. And just get that lined up. All right, now with the factory hardware, we can thread on our nuts. And now we can come back and tighten these down. Now we can tighten up our two bolts using our 15mm socket. I do have a 3-inch extension on here just to make it a little bit easier. Now because of the bend and the hanger right here, we switched to a ratcheting wrench so we can get a little bit ease of access. So using our 15mm ratcheting wrench, we just tighten this down. And now we can tighten up the two 10mm on our hanger using our 10mm socket. All right, next we're going to take our muffler extension and we're going to take our clamp and slide it over the back end with our groove cuts on this side and slide it over the muffler. And we're just going to let that hang right there. All right, now with our clamp in place, we can now tighten down the clamp bolt with a 15mm socket. All right, now we're gonna take our axle back section, slide our clamp over, and we're gonna slide this piece onto our muffler extension. So we'll go up and over the axle, let that sit there, and slide that back in. All right, now we can take our axle back hanger and place it into the rubber hanger up top. All right, now we can take our clamp for our axle back to our muffler extension pipe and tighten this up. Using our 15mm socket, all right, at this point, after we've installed the axle back portion, we now have a choice between our turn down rear exit style or more of our finished side exit style. We're gonna go with the side exit style and clean this up a little bit. Well, we can have the option of installing this one, but we're gonna choose this one. All right, now we can take our side exit pipe and slide our clamp over and fit this onto our axle back. And to hold this in place, we're also gonna install the hanger as well. All right, now we can get our exhaust clamp into position and tighten this up with our 15 mil socket. All right, now that we have the exhaust installed, you want to go back and check your exhaust clamps and go back and make sure for any adjustments that you need to make and make sure nothing's hitting the frame.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Magnaflow Crawler Series catback exhaust system fitting 2021 and newer Broncos, excluding Raptor models. Thanks so much for watching, and for everything Bronco, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.